Yo, Dot, I got you.
But I didn't like every single diss that Kendrick Lamar put out there. So I'm just gonna point out some of the disses that I wasn't really feeling. Particularly this entire first part of Euphoria. I was not really a fan of this. Euphoria, for me, picked up at about 1 minute 40 seconds.
I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die.
And you can go watch my Euphoria reaction. My very first time hearing the song, I'm sitting there, I'm kind of like,
have you ever watched your enemy down like with a poker face?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What angle are we taking? Now the intro, I don't really mind it, you know, with the slow soul sample, but coming off of push-ups and Tailor Made, I was like, I hope Kendrick does not continue with this beat, this slow, steady beat. This ain't gonna be it to take Drake out. But then luckily the beat obviously picked up. And especially here, go watch my Euphoria action. The shoot, 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 shoot. Beep, 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 beep.
Shoo, shoo, beep, 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 beep.
The sound effects, not a fan, not a fan. I just felt like that went on too long. And then even after this, the beat still doesn't drop. I'm out the way, I'm low. The beat drops like right here at the Hellcat bar.
Yo, Dot, I got you.
So that's like 8 bars. It's for me, it's too much buildup. I appreciate the buildup. And even the shoot, shoot, beat, beat, I'm pretty sure that goes crazy live. It went crazy live at the Pop-Out concert. If you gonna do this, I need that beat to drop after that. Beat still didn't drop until like 4 or 5 bars, you know what I mean? And then the crackly voice, them homeboys in top tight say they soul okay.
Got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house.
I just don't like I didn't like the crackly voice. I didn't like the long drawn out till the beat switch. This is where Euphoria picks up. I hate when a rapper talk about guns.
Then somebody die, they turn into none.
Then somebody, once he goes back to the normal voice and then he really get into it, okay. Now I'm feeling that. The Benjamin and the Jackson in my house, like I'm Joe, I wasn't feeling really this bar either. Like just go watch my Euphoria First reaction. You'll see. Even people in the comments was like, damn, this nigga is a hater. I was like, I'm not hating, bro. Look, I'm not gonna listen to some shit that's bumping and pretend like it's not bumping, even if it's from an artist that I don't really care for. And if an artist that I really like does something, drops some music that I'm not feeling, I'm not gonna pretend to nod my head, bro. That's not what I do. I already spoke about in other videos how Drake and Kendrick were trading this Michael Jackson line back and forth. They were going back and forth on some real lyrical shit, so I do like that, but I just didn't like the bar. All the rest of Euphoria though, fire. My battling ghosts are AI, feeling like Joel Osteen, ain't 20v1, it's 1v20. You know, after this bar, I hate when a rapper talk about guns. Euphoria picks up and it is what it is. And then, you know, it's just that intro, I can't really get with that. I can't get with that, shout out Ho.
I can't get with that.
Secondly, I'm gonna look at Meet the Grams. Now I think Meet the Grams is one of the most vicious diss records I've ever heard. But it's the daughter reveal that for me makes it just a little bit questionable, because Drake swears that it's not true, but then Kendrick seems to be telling people everything I said on this record is facts. Now if the daughter angle does come out to be true, then this is gonna be like, in my opinion, top 5 diss records ever. This is a vicious diss record, but I feel like having a question in the air of whether this daughter verse is true or not, it makes people overlook everything else he was saying in the record, particularly the 4th verse. And I've done a video on how vicious this 4th verse is, but this 3rd verse just makes it kind of questionable. And if this isn't true, then it kind of makes the whole song feel kind of nullified. And I think this is a great diss record, even without this 3rd verse. Just verse 1 to Adonis, 2 to Sandra and Drake's dad, and then verse 4 to Drake himself. I think that itself is just flames. Like that would have still stepped on Family Matters the same way the original song with the 3rd verse does. Like we didn't need that daughter verse, especially if it's not true.
Yo, Dot, I got you.
Next, 616 in LA. Now, why am I pointing this song out? Someone had done a masterful breakdown of this song, which explains this whole part right here. And I've said in other videos, like, yo, when I speak about this song, I skipped all the way down until Kendrick actually starts dissing Drake. But then people, if you go watch that video, you'll realize there are Drake disses in here. And when I first heard this song, I'm like, Off-White, Sunseeker at the Marina, Phantoms, wine coolers. Like, why are these bars being spat in the midst of the battle? This record dropped right in the midst of the battle. This is when everything started picking up at breakneck speed. So I was like, okay, maybe he's just rapping. He wants to be lyrical. So before I saw the breakdown, I really started to understand what Kendrick's talking about here. I would have said, yo, this part of 616 in LA, fire lyrics, but I don't understand its place. That's before you watch the breakdown, right? The part I want to point out here is the allegations that Drake has a mole in his camp, a snake, someone feeding Kendrick information. Now, I think that's true, because how does Kendrick drop immediately after Family Matters? Like, how does he know that's coming? How does he know Family Matters is coming to where he can drop immediately after Family Matters comes out? It's because he had information somehow. How does Kendrick mention Family Matters and Not Like Us, which came out hours after Family Matters? How does he mention Family Matters unless you just believe that Kendrick recorded the entirety of Not Like Us in a matter of a couple of hours?
The family matter and the truth for the matter.
Which is not far-fetched to believe. Kendrick has way better songs than Not Like Us, way more complex. Not Like Us is just it almost sounds, parts sound like a freestyle, you know what I mean? It sounds like, to me, Not Like Us sounds like people are just showing Kendrick topics and he's freestyling them. I don't know if you guys ever seen people do that, like at radio stations, at freestyles. They'll be like, yo, they'll start freestyling and they'll be like, yo, give me a topic. Well, apples and water bottles. It's like Kendrick was freestyling and people was just giving him bars. Like, okay, talk about the situation with Wayne. Okay, now talk about Baca, his weird case. Talk about DeRozan. You know, it's not one of Kendrick's more complex songs or anything like that. But anyways, I say this part of 616 in LA because it's up in the air. Is it true? Is it not? Drake claims it's not true. Drake claims that, he says, firstly, the information that you got from those people are clowns.
The ones that you getting your stories from, they are clowns.
Then he says, we fed you the information.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information.
So he's calling himself a clown, or it just leaves a little to be desired. I do believe Kendrick here, but I'm just kind of pointing this out because it's just one of the few times in this beef where Kendrick said something that can be true or not. Is it true? Is it not?
Yo, Dot, I got you.
But the reason why I don't have to question it too much is because Drake didn't really do anything about this. Like, if Drake was smart and he actually fed, if let's say we just believe Drake, right? Let's say we believe Drake and, okay, Drake's team did feed Kendrick the information. They did set Kendrick up with the photo for Meet the Grams, all those little items. Let's say Drake does not have a daughter, right? If Drake was smart, then immediately after Meet the Grams drops, he would have had something. He would have had something. Like, it wouldn't have taken time, like, or he would have had a video of him and his team, like, yo, this is us setting Kendrick up. Look at the time and the date. Yo, we gonna send him this picture. We gonna tell him this. Then we gonna wait for him to drop the record. You know what I mean? Yo, we gonna wait for him to drop the 616. We gonna show the video of us setting up that photo. And like, yo, this is a dumb nigga. Like, yo, this nigga's retarded. Like, we about to set him up. They would have done that. And then immediately after Meet the Grams, imagine if The Heart Part 6 comes after Meet the Grams. Like, the same way, like, Drake would have been prepared because he knows with the info. I mean, he fed Kendrick the info about the daughter, right? So Drake should know what's coming. So it would have been a completely different feel if, you know how Family Matters drops and then Kendrick drops Meet the Grams right after. If Drake was actually feeding dude the information right after Meet the Grams, Drake should have came with The Heart Part 6. And then this part of the song would have hit way harder.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information.
You plotted for a week, we fed you the information. The daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
Imagine if The Heart Part 6 comes out like, right, like, boom, Drake drops Family Matters, boom, Kendrick drops Meet the Grams, boom, Drake drops Heart Part 6 all same day. It would have felt different. And it would have really, what Drake did is he went on Instagram and responded to Meet the Grams. I don't know if y'all remember that. He went on Instagram and responded. He should have dropped the record. That would have completely nullified Meet the Grams. And then eyes would have been back on Family Matters.
Yo, Dot, I got you.
It would have nullified Kendrick stepping on that record. And then Kendrick wouldn't have went back to back on Drake with Not Like Us. And speaking of Not Like Us, there's really only one bar on here that I'm not really a fan of. It's the other Vaginal option bar. I mean, but like I said before, he was floating on this beat so crazy. It doesn't even matter, bro. He could have said anything. He could have just started, scatting or whatever. But yeah, this beef it's viewed a lot differently. And even the tone of the Heart Part 6 is viewed a lot differently if Drake is actually prepared and he drops it right after Meet the Grams. Like, yeah, Kendrick, you think you exposing something? Yeah, you dumbass nigga. Like, come on, man. We plotted on you. And by the way, like, Epstein lines, and because Kendrick doesn't mention Epstein in Meet the Grams, he mentions Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, still a sexual predator, but these bars on the Heart Part 6 would hit a lot different if Not Like Us hadn't come. It would Not Like Us, the definitive body record that ended the beef. It doesn't hit the same way. You know what I mean? I mean, it hits still if Kendrick drops that after the Heart Part 6. But we still at least feel Drake has a fighting chance, as opposed to, damn, this nigga Kendrick is just beating up on him. Like, he dropped right after Family Matters, then he dropped again, and it's like now Heart Part 6, it doesn't even, the aggression that's on this record, just, it sounds like defeatedness.
Yo, Dot, I got you.
And then after Not Like Us, I heard a DJ say this, I think it was Cypher Sounds. Let's say Drake follows my plan. Like, boom, 616 drops. If you actually fed Kendrick the information, like you really set him up, you drop a video, boom. This is us setting him up. This is us putting that picture together. This is us texting his mans who's gonna text Kendrick the information. I dropped that right after you do 616. There is no more, dumbass nigga. Then I dropped the Family Matters. That's supposed to be the nuke, right? And then Kendrick drops to Meet the Grams to step on it. Damn, no, then I dropped part 6. Same day. Okay. Then Kendrick comes back, let's say it's the same timeline. Kendrick comes back next day or a couple hours later with Not Like Us. Then what do I do if I'm Drake? I heard a DJ say this. They say Drake should have remixed this song and changed it. The hook. They won't be us. They won't be us. Something like that. He should have remixed it. That way because Not Like Us is a hit regardless, but at least that way when you play Kendrick Not Like Us, in a lot of places where they play this, they're going to play the Drake version too. Because it's going to be split on who likes which ones, especially if Drake murked the beat. Like, if you play one, then you're going to play the other after. It's not just like Drake just getting shitted on. But, that's not what he did. So that's what makes me call into question if what Drake was saying on the Heart Part 6 is true. Like, we plotted on you and fed the information. If that was true, you would have been ready. You know what I mean? And me calling that into question also makes me call into question if, does Drake actually have a daughter? Like, I mean, I would not think that he's lying about not having a daughter, especially after what happened with the Pusha T thing.
You are hiding a child.
You lie once, everything you say is called into question thereafter. So anyways, yeah, those are the parts of Kendrick diss records that I thought could have had some better angles. And then also, I guess that's what I thought, Drake could have did a little better. So I'll probably splice this into 2 different videos. But anyways, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.